Welcome to Real Talk with Hagir, where real stories rise and silence doesn't stand a chance. Today, I am so happy and honored to have Mr. Vlad with me, the one and only. I know I say that a lot, but you are one of the truly most amazing men that I have met here with the work you do in the community. And not just that, with your heart. So many
Thank
people
you.
can do right by others, but you do it with love and care and, just make me wonder, where is all that love from? Where is all that love come from?
Yeah.
And introduce yourself first to our audience and anyone that doesn't know you.
Amen. It's my pleasure. Thank you, Hagir. Yes, my name is Vladimir Beaufils. They call me Mr. Vlad, Mr. V. Any of those things is fine. I was born in Haiti, and so I know what real poverty looks like. I know what it means to not have. But I've been blessed all my life. Even though I had to live in hiding when I first was born in Haiti, because my father was a revolutionary who tried to overthrow Papa Doc.
Okay.
A guy named Francois Duvalier. He was first the president of Haiti in the mid-50s, and then he declared himself dictator for life. And he killed a lot of people, and he was looking for my dad, so my dad had to escape. He got my mother out. And then they left me with my grandmother, some aunts, and an uncle. And they tried to keep me protected and tried to not allow his military henchmen, the Tonton Makut is what they were called, to know that I was alive so they could use me to get my father back. So I had to live in hiding. My grandmother moved me under the cover of darkness to several different homes. So they wouldn't know that I was alive. They wouldn't find me. But so I went through all of that. I came to the U.S. at the tender age of 6 years old. I flew into then Idlewild Airport, now known as JFK. And started my new life in the United States. 1993, I came to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And that was by God's grace. God did it. Brought me to Harrisburg. Now, I've been very successful. I ran a nonprofit for 23 years. We had the #1 mentoring reentry program in the state of Pennsylvania in 2019. We were mentoring well over 220 men and women coming out of prison. But years ago, and I'll share with you what I'm talking about, but years ago, God put on my heart, your problems of your past will become your platform for ministry.
Say it again.
My problems of my past will become my platform for ministry. God put that on my heart, and I saw it turn into fruition. I saw it happening. And because I have to remind myself, Vladimir, there by the grace of God go you. Because I was a little boy in Haiti who, Haiti is the most impoverished country in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
And so only by the grace of God did I live kind of a middle-class existence in Haiti and come to this country and be able to be all right, to go to good school, to get good education. But even with that, I made a lot of mistakes. I ended up getting into drugs. I ended up going to jail, going to prison. And in spite of that, and those were the problems of my past that God was referring. And I ended up being addicted to drugs for over 20 years. So with all of that, God still allowed me to get myself together, to get it right, and to make a success, and to be able to be a blessing and to help others.
Why do you think that happened? How did it start? Let's just rephrase.
Yeah.
How did the change start? And then we can talk about what got you to go to that route, because you survived, right? Dictatorship is not a joke. You're
Yeah,
little,
yeah.
but you still got out. You had to experience something at your early age.
It was God's hand was on me
Yeah.
because, for instance, even though the Totomakut, they had heard that I was alive, and I understand they were looking for me to be able to use me to get my father back, still on December 21, 1960, I got on a Pan Am flight in broad daylight and left Port-au-Prince, Haiti to come to Idlewild Airport, right under their noses, in broad daylight. Got on the plane, just me, no one else. The stewardess was going to take care of me while I'm flying, and then my mother and father, who were in New York waiting for me, were going to meet me at the airport.
And that gives a different perspective of why people leave their home. A lot of people out there might not understand that no one wake up and decide, okay, I'm going to forget my family's memories, everything, and leave.
Yes.
People leave because they either do that or die.
Yeah. It's really a shame what's happening right now in our country with the whole refugee and immigration situation. You're exactly right, Hagir. Nobody decides, I'm going to leave everything I know. I'm going to go to a place where I can't even speak the language. I don't know anyone, but I'm going there because I want to, or because I want to cause trouble.
Yeah.
No. People leave because there's serious situations at home that forces you to have to leave or possibly die.
Yeah. Yeah.
It becomes a life or death situation. And you always heard about America being the land of opportunity.
Yes.
That beautiful Statue of Liberty in the port of New York, telling you, bring me you're weary, you're tired, you're homeless, and all of those things. So you believe that.
Yeah.
And now you're coming to this country, and then you're finding out now that you're not welcome, that you're less than a second-class citizen.
Yeah.
It's really
Let's stay with that.
America needs to wake up.
Let's stay with that. And, you know, I'm a spiritual woman, and I know you're a religious man.
Spiritual.
Yes, but I read all three holy books. And I didn't see in any of them that there is a verse or an area that said, look away when somebody's hungry or when someone is in need.
No, as a matter
or
of fact, it's
treat people badly, right?
just
Tell
the
us.
opposite.
Yeah.
Just the
Give me
opposite.
just a quick something from the Bible that make you go, when you see what is going on around the world and here in the United States.
Well, the best example is found in the Gospels of Luke, and I believe it's Matthew as well, which is the story of the Good Samaritan, where, you know, a rich man asked Jesus what are the most important commandments. And he already knew, because he knew the Old Testament, you know, what they call the Pentateuch, or, you know, the Jewish Bible. And it said, love God and to love your neighbor as yourself. Love God first and to love your neighbor as yourself. And he asked Jesus, who is my neighbor? So Jesus quotes to him a parable about the Good Samaritan. And he talks about a man who was walking down the road who got beat up and left for half dead on the side of the road. And a Levite, which is a Jewish religious person, and a priest walked by, and they barely wanted to look at him. They just walked right past. And it wasn't until the Samaritan man. Now, you have to understand, back then, the Samaritans were the outcasts of society. They were the least of these. But it was the Samaritan who stopped to help the man, who cleaned up his wounds, who fixed them up, who took him to a hotel, who paid for his food for the hotel, and left extra money with the hotel person to say, if he needs anything else, here, this will take care of it. So who is my neighbor? Jesus was answering that question with that parable. We're all each other's neighbors.
Yeah.
And we don't have the right to walk past somebody that's hurting.
Yeah.
It's our duty to help.
Yeah.
If you are blessed, it's not just for you. You're blessed to be a blessing, to bless someone else. In fact, you can read so many of the great men and women that have lived in the world. Of course, we just celebrated Martin Luther King. And it's all about service. It's all about giving of yourself. Real, true happiness and contentment and satisfaction of life comes through being a blessing to others.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you get something, you're blessed with whatever it is, it's not just for you. You will feel 10 times better when you share it with others.
You're
and
like
you
a
see the
vehicle.
smile on their face.
Yeah. You know, we can talk about this all day long, but the issue that people don't understand also, nobody leave their home, right? But also, how is those countries became like that with the violence? This is Haiti and Sudan, and I said that before. They have the world fertile soil,
Yes.
the most fertile soil in the world.
The other is Ukraine.
Yeah.
Ukraine,
number
Haiti,
3.
Sudan
Yeah.
has the top 3 of the top 10 most fertile lands in the world.
Yes.
Grows anything.
Yes, and
Grows there.
add to it, and you guys connect the dots, okay? Soil that grows anything. Sudan, Haiti,
And
Ukraine. Oil reserve.
Yes.
Sudan, Iraq,
Yeah. Haiti.
Venezuela.
Haiti has oil too.
Yeah,
A lot of
Haiti.
people never talk
I'm
about
coming,
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm coming down there.
Yeah.
Venezuela, Haiti, Sudan, and other countries that you will understand
There's wealth in the ground.
term oil.
Yeah.
We're not talking just about ground that can grow anything and everything, but also when you dig that ground, the mining, the uranium, all the metals that you use for your phone, makeup,
Yes. Yes.
you know, gold, those are in those same countries.
One of the rarest metals on Earth, which is one of the most expensive, was found about 10 years or so ago, maybe more, by a geologist out of the University of Colorado, from what I understand, in Haiti, in the mountains of Haiti. It's a beryllium and something else. Very hard to find, but it's so needed with all the high technology, the smartphones and everything that we have today. It's in Haiti. It's in the mountains of Haiti. The so-called poorest country in the Western Hemisphere has some of the wealthiest minerals just under the ground.
Yeah.
And you know, the wealthy countries of the world that want this stuff, they know where it is.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that things are happening in the world, because they want what other...
Divide and conquer.
And conquer, yeah.
You won't be able to reach the hierarchy of need, the Maslow's hierarchy of need, if your needs are unmet. You're not satisfied, you're not fed, warm, have a place to live. If you're always in turmoil and wars and fights, you're never going to reach the self-actualization.
Right, no.
You're not going to look at your resources.
When you keep people in poverty, they stay in a survival mode. They're always in survival mode, always wondering where my next meal is coming from. And unfortunately, that's the reality. And when that becomes your norm, when you're in generational poverty, 2 or 3 or more generations in poverty, that's your norm. You don't have time for self-actualization. You're just trying to eat today. You want to make sure you have a meal for tomorrow, and especially if you have kids, because you're going to make sure the kids eat even before you do. You know, and that's all it is. It's this perpetual survival mode that they're maintaining.
And during that time, anybody, you are basically vulnerable, right?
Absolutely.
Anyone can come And still, like what happened in Sudan, the gold is gone, everything is gone, right? But those are things that food for your thought. Don't take information from Hagir or Vlad. Go look it up. But I'm afraid, Vlad, with all the changes on the books and erasing the history, that people will not be able. There is so much control on the information out there.
But thank God we're living in the information age, and the information is out there, more so than it's ever been in the world before. You can find out what you want to find out. It's out there, and it's easy to look it up. If you have a smartphone, you can look up the information. You just have to be careful what sources you're using, because there's a lot of fake news out there as well.
That's what I was about to say.
There's too much fake news, especially now with the advent of AI. You just have to be so careful, because you could be watching a video and it's not real at all. That's not the real person. They're not saying what's coming out of their mouth. On and on and on it goes. It's getting crazy out there, especially with AI now. And people, nefarious individuals wanting to do bad and evil things can make it to where you just don't know right from wrong anymore.
Technology in the wrong hand.
In the wrong hand.
And actually, the technology is in the wrong hand. Most of the big companies are controlled by the 1%er.
Oligarchs.
Exactly. So we just need to keep talking, keep raising awareness and showing people, real people who actually made a difference. Getting back to you, you know, coming from Haiti and being here, connecting with your parent. Where did that go wrong when you slipped into drugs or trouble? Just being a teenager, what happened?
Well, what happened was, first of all, there was fighting going on between my mom and dad. I remember sitting on my steps, my stoop, at 210th Street in Cambria Heights, Queens, and hearing my mom and dad yelling at each other in the house, you know. As they say, the walls have ears.
Yes.
And I can hear, and I always heard my mother the loudest. So my little 11, 12-year-old brain, when my father left, because he had enough, in his mind, he had enough, I didn't understand the whole picture. I didn't understand all the things he did. My dad was my hero. And when he left the house and was not around anymore, my little 11-year-old, 12-year-old brain blamed my mother, because she's the one I heard all the time yelling the loudest at him, you know? And so I blamed her. And for years I hated my mom because my dad was gone. And then when we left Queens, we moved all the way out to Long Island, way out, 60 miles out. They're still hunting deer out there. There's potato farms out there, and so on and so forth. It was a rural area, basically, in 1970. Dad didn't come with us. It was mom and the four siblings, my three siblings. I'm the oldest, and then my brother, a sister, and then, it's me, and then my sister, and then my brother, and then my youngest sister. So there's four of us, and I'm the oldest. All four and my mom moved out to Long Island. And the ironic thing is, when I was in New York City, I only read my Marvel comic books. I played sports, handball, basketball, I ran track, I flipped baseball cards, and then I go out to Long Island, and all the young people my age out there are doing drugs.
Oh, wow.
And I'm new, and I'm in a town where we are the first black family on the block and in that neighborhood. Only the third black family in the neighborhood, the first black family on that block. I went to a high school of 1,300 students, and there were 33 blacks. So I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to belong. I'm trying to, you know, go along with the program and learning what's going on and figuring out where I fit in. And so I started experimenting with drugs. That's what all the other guys on the, in the
Peer
neighborhood,
pressure.
in the neighborhood were doing. So I'm drinking alcohol, I'm doing drugs, and that's how it started. That's how it started. Trying to fit in, trying to belong.
Yeah. And that's why we need role models. We need people to tell. It's not all of that, right?
Yeah,
it's going to get you somewhere wrong. So when did your mom find out?
She didn't know for the longest. She knew something was wrong. She didn't know for the longest. In fact, it was funny. I like sharing this story. When I started smoking marijuana, I got some marijuana seeds and I put them in the flower pot.
Oh, okay.
Out front of the front of the house. And I told my mother they were lemon trees.
Oh, wow.
And so my mother was watering my lemon trees for me. And then all of a sudden, the lemon trees were gone one day.
Oh. She didn't know.
But she finally realized that, her oldest son, but she was so busy. She was a single mom at the time. My dad wasn't in my life anymore. And in my mind, I was still blaming her. But at the same time, I'm trying to live and function. And I'm an older brother. And I'm trying to, figure out life. I'm in those delicate teenage years, So it was a lot going on in my life at the time. But the drugs and the alcohol clouded my thinking. I wasn't thinking clearly as I should have been because of those drugs and that alcohol.
Did that affect your school grades? How was your siblings?
Amazingly, it didn't. I always was an A student. I didn't hardly have to study. I always did very well in school. In fact, in my junior year of this new high school that I'm now in, I was elected vice president of the general council because I got along with everyone. I ran track and played basketball, so I got along with the jocks. I got high, so I got along with all the hippies and the people getting high. I was smart, so I got along with all the nerds, as they say. So I got along with everybody. I just got along with people, and people liked me, and I liked them. I had no problem. And what's ironic, too, is I didn't see color as much as other people. My skin is very light. I'm a black man, but my skin is light. And in Haiti, I had dark as dark could be on one side of the Haitians, and on the other side, I had very light Haitians. Most people see Haitians and they think they're all dark, but they're not. There's a wide variety of color in Haiti, and so color was not a thing for me. And the first 2 white girls that I dated, it went really bad. Their fathers were rather racist individuals who, the second one, father almost killed her. Threw her down the basement stairs because one of his office buddies saw her with me in her vehicle driving one day. And he went back to the shop and he was kidding the father about it, and the father was so angry, so mad, he came home and he threw Peggy down the stairs, almost killed Peggy because she was with me, a black man. So it was tough.
How did that make you feel, and how?
It was hard to handle. It was very difficult. It was very hard to handle. I didn't know what to do with that. Peggy and I liked each other. We were trying to get along and be boyfriend and girlfriend. But Dad had other, he was not going to have it.
So I'm good, right, to assume that ended it, right? Was
Absolutely.
she okay after that?
She was, but thank God she survived and was fine after that. But emotionally, I just said, well, I'm going to leave these girls alone because, the first one, the father told a good friend to tell me I better leave his daughter alone because there would be trouble and I might not be alive. And the friend that came to tell me said, hey, we believe him because, he always has a big pocket full of money and he carries a .38 pistol, but he never works. So maybe he's with the mob, we don't know, but you might want to listen, Vladimir, and leave her alone. So that was it for Sally and I. I never saw Sally. I mean, I saw her in school, but we didn't,
Talk.
we didn't really hardly talk anymore. I had nothing to do with her.
But did you
'Cause
have?
I was afraid for my life.
Yeah. You had an idea why at that time? Did you know? Is it because of your color, or you just?
Well,
like,
yeah, no,
they didn't like
I
me?
understood there was this thing called racism, and it's very real. It's very real, and people are very racist. People hate just because of the color of your skin, just because of what you look like, what you talk like, whatever. If you have an accent, whatever it is, people find there's a lot of evil in the world.
There is.
And God is love, and that's why we need more of Him, because it's like Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot get rid of darkness, only the light can.
Exactly.
And it takes the light of God's love to push out the evil, push out the darkness in the world.
So you lost those relationships, people that, you were connected as human, but other people thought, the father thought, you're going to stain their blood, basically. Got it out. Do you think that contributed into continuing with being angry at the world, or the drugs, or the drinking? Or it was just,
I was angry with them, but I wasn't angry with the world. I knew enough to understand at the time, and I've always been a spiritual person.
Yeah.
I was never really religious.
Yeah.
I didn't like religion because religion to me was man-made. But spiritual, believing that there's God, believing that He loves me, that He actually talks to me, that I've always kind of sensed and felt in my life. And God has directed my life even when I didn't realize He was.
When did you stop? When did you realize, what got you there? Hopefully it's not a near-death experience. To stop and say, okay, this is the day I am going to get my life together. Life is a nice word. I'm going to get mine together.
Well, actually, for me, I got saved. I came to Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior in October of 1989, going back to prison a second time, is when I realized that my way is not working. I'm at the end of myself, and I've made a mess of my life, and something has to change. And I went to this service, and this guy was playing a guitar, talking about this Jesus, and the more I'm listening, I just felt an overwhelming sense come over me. I ended up on my knees, my hands in the air. I remember getting up and my T-shirt was soaked from all the crying. And the Vladimir that went down on his knees is not the Vladimir that stood up. I stood up, I was a different person. I had accepted Jesus Christ into my heart, and He changed me right then. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was actually being changed. And ironically, see, again, like I said, because I came from Haiti, I didn't speak any English when I first came to the U.S., and I went to St. Gregory's Elementary School as first grade in Brooklyn, New York, and all the other first graders taught this Haitian kid all the bad words.
And you didn't know.
I learned to cuss very good. I was fluent in cussing. And so the reason I'm saying that, because after I got saved and I'm sitting in my bunk in the county jail in Phoenix, Arizona, and it had been 3 weeks since that experience with Jesus, and I knew something was different about me, but I wasn't sure exactly what. And I realized I haven't cussed in 3 weeks. And there's no way I'm going to be sitting in a county jail not cussing, because that's just what you do.
Yeah.
But Jesus took that away from me. And I wasn't cussing, and it dawned on me, wow, you haven't cussed in 3 weeks. I know I didn't do that. I certainly had nothing to do with that.
How old were you?
He did it.
How old were you?
I was in my late 20s at the time. I was in my late 20s at the time. It was at 1989.
How is your siblings? interested to know where did your sibling fit in this whole thing. Seeing you're the oldest, you're the role model,
Yeah.
and yet they see you doing all of that. That must be a hard thing.
A lot of some of this stuff, they weren't around when I was doing it. I had left them. I had left the home. Well, first of all, after high school, after I graduated high school in '73, myself and two friends sold all we had, got as much money as we could get, and we moved down from Long Island to Miami Beach, Florida. And
with that, unfortunately, our time for this episode is done.
Okay.
But we are coming back to finish, so hold that thought.
Okay.
And we will be back to continue with Mr. Vlad. But remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
Amen.